there are times when you feel like the awkward exchange kid in the corner, and you will be the awkward exchange kid in the corner, and people will stare at you and ogle you, or however you say that word, because of what you're wearing or because of your accent. And then when you give a presentation in front of your marketing group, people will wake up, look at you and be like, what the fuck is this idiot talking about?
I don't know. Like, university is not the important part of being abroad, to be honest here. So, yeah. That, your question is not important.
Well, travel is important because it's the true university of life. You can study what you want on the book, but this book always was written by a person. If you would write a good book of your life, you are the author. So travel is important because you can choose the good way of your life. So a person, you can meet new person, and all this person that you meet can say you a thing and can say teach you something. The person and the place too, because it is very important. Scream, cry and smile when you look a good panorama like this.
I am in the French countryside.
She's got a ticket to ride.
Et il y a des jeunes, il y a des jeunes. Des jeunes, il y a des jeunes. Non, même pas.
Oh.
We're going to
How do you think traveling has benefited your experience this year?
It's opened my eyes to a whole lot of other cultures, and more honestly, like, as much as going somewhere, you're kind of being a tourist, so you don't see it so much, but the people I met traveling, like the other people from other countries that I kicked it with in hostels, that I couch surfed with, I've got some really good friends now that couch surfed with me. They were this couple, they were 20, they were from Denmark, and they were moving from Denmark to Lisbon, hitchhiking the whole way with everything they owned on their backs. So they like made me, and they couldn't get a hitchhike out of Lyon, so they were just there for like, they were at my place for 5 nights. It was really just for 2, but they just couldn't get out. So they like made me like traditional Danish dinner and stuff, and that was really cool.
Great, just the beginning.
Just the beginning? How many beers are you going to drink today?
24.
Good.
The more you travel, like the more you understand the world, and like I feel like it's part of being like a more complete person, you know what I mean? Like if you never experience other cultures, then you're missing out on a whole like side of life. So I don't know, that's the main reason. I mean, who doesn't want to travel, right? So.
How is it, Annie? What do you think of Vatican?
I think it's amazing. I can't believe I'm here right now. It took a lot of walking to get here. I've learned one thing while traveling: get better shoes.
The Colosseum.
What have you learned?
Nice. So much. Gladiators, animals, million men, 3 million animals dead. Traveling has just opened abilities of the world. I can go anywhere. I can do anything. There's all types of people. Like, there's so many people to meet. So, like, I don't know, you always find someone who like has the same goals and the same like intentions as you in the world. It's cool. I don't know.
Annie, where are we headed?
Pizza. Oh, we hope. We don't really know. We just kind of, well, we shoved our way onto the train. We're going where? We don't know. Do it. Now. That's all we know.
Top hand up. Just like that, but now tilt. And tilt your top hand a little more. Perfect.
As you can see, it's an art to be perfected. Only those true tourists can do it.
Traveling was, I mean, it was amazing. You're seeing so many different things that you wouldn't have seen staying in California. And I mean, I forgot to say, but I went to Turkey, and I mean, that's the farthest east I'll probably ever get to go because of the Middle East right now, but I mean, it was just so interesting to see everyone in the burqa and everyone going to their prayers, and just traveling is like, it's top.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen, send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen.
How do you feel about London so far?
I love it. I want to move here.
How does it compare to America?
It's different, but I want to live here. It's better.
I like tea and scones.
Morocco is pretty sick.
How is it? Like,
just because it's so different. It's straight up like Aladdin. Like, I stayed in the old town in like a Riyadh, and you go out, the streets are like this wide, and there's like donkey carts and motorbikes, and it's all crazy, and people are yelling at you in the souks, and it's super, super dirt cheap, like dirt cheap.
Now we're in Saint-Champ for the truffle market, the first one of its kind.
Berlin has an openness, a creativity, as cliche as it sounds, an art scene, but it really does. It's also, it hasn't quite gotten super corporate yet. I mean, it's on its way. In 10 years, it will be like all the other cities, super expensive, super developed, blah, blah, blah. But for now, it's like an estuary.
what recommendations do you have for traveling cheaply? Like, how'd you get around?
Okay, Couchsurf. It's amazing, and it's great cultural exchanges. I've surfed and hosted, and it's both awesome. Ride sharing, if you're going somewhere within driving distance, because it's a lot cheaper even than the trains, at least in France. If you're in Italy, trains are super cheap. Use the trains in Italy. France, if it's more than like a 4 or 6 hour train, you can usually get a flight cheaper if you book ahead. The free food section at hostels, there's always like leftover pasta, leftover rice, like you can eat dirt cheap. So cook. If you're staying in a hostel, stay in a hostel that has a kitchen, and stay in one that allows outside alcohol, because those are what you spend money on when you travel, is going out and eating. So if you can do that, bring your student card with you everywhere, because lots of places have student discounts. In France, most of the places are free for students.
But no, couchsurfing is like, I love it because you just learn so much about other people and other cultures, and I actually found that they know stuff about like the English language or England's English history that even I didn't know. So it's been like a really kind of enlightening experience.
Travel cheap, travel light, never pay for a bag. Always just take a carry-on, never check a bag. Don't buy food on planes, don't buy food in airports or trains. Like, make sure you have enough food for your journey.
If you're under 25, buy a 12 to 25 train card, because that saved my life.
People of different places are not that different when it comes to basic values like respect, love, admiration. We are very alike. Life is a very complicated thing, so don't take it too serious, and remember to be happy. It's the best way of to make it simple. Scherzo.
Reading about eel soup in Hamburg. Apparently it's a delicacy. I'm not really sure. I'm won over by the description yet. It sounds kind of nasty, and I don't really know how I feel about seafood.
Explain what happens to you on your way, your trip from here to Rome to here.
Okay, well, first off, I'm late for my plane in Rome, so I'm like really frazzled, like trying to get on the plane through security. They're like yelling my name over the loudspeaker in Italian, so it's like I'm not sure if it's my name, but I'm pretty sure it is. But I make the plane, so I'm like, okay, life is great. I'm on the plane, whatever, fine. It's only like an hour-and-a-half plane ride. We get there early. I'm like, great, I made it to Germany. I'm in Memmingen, doesn't matter. And then I go, Right, I think I left my wallet in Rome, and which is really unfortunate because I needed money to get from the airport to the train station, which happens to be like a half an hour away. I had no money, no credit cards, no ID besides my passport and my train pass, thank God. So I had to beg for someone to pay for me to go to the train station, and these really nice people paid for my ride to the train station. And then I get to the train station, and thank God I had my train pass, because then I go to Fusen on my train pass at 8 at night and arrive about 11 in Fusen, and my phone's also dead, so I can't contact Annie, anyone I know, tell them I'm coming or what's happening. So I was originally supposed to tell Annie when I got in to Memmingen, and then so I get to the train station. There's no buses that go to the location Annie's staying, which is outside of town, 7 kilometers away. And so I just spend a nice 9 hours outside in the Fusen train station. And
kebabs are your best friend. They're hearty, they're full, like it'll do you if that's all you got. If you like in Berlin, the kebab is $2.50. Most places are super cheap.
Mate, what? Was there a kebab hunt that I was not involved in last night?
Yeah. I mean, EasyJet and Ryanair are pretty obvious things, but I'm sure there's ways you could get places by train and bus just as cheap. I didn't really look into them. But yeah, traveling cheap is pretty easy to do actually with those airlines. You just have to know how to pack your backpack.
I think my biggest advice is just buy your train ticket, just look on the map where it looks good and then just go for it.
And just seeing the world, it's made me want to see more of the world. It's made me realize how insignificant the US is, because we're really cocky in the States and we're like, oh yeah, America, we're the shit. And America's amazing. It's the best country in the world. I love it to death. But there's a whole lot more out there. Yeah.
The first thing that I learned is that the people are good, not are bad. For the first impression, when I watch a person, always I think positive things. After I think the bad things. So I like the different things of the people, not the same things. So this is one principle of racism. So you understand why the racism is a stupid thing, because you must love the difference, not say, no, I don't like this person because he's different than me. I understand this thing is the most important thing, because it's one of the form of love.
Hi.